As we know, brain sends electrical signals to the different parts of body to generate a response. For example, electrical signal from brain can slow down the heart rate. But how does brain send these signals? Well, it uses collection of neurons which are joined together and help in propagation of these signals. Now, let's look at an individual neuron to understand how the transmission works.
A neuron consists of cell body and fibers arising from cell body called axon and dendrites.
The dendrites are receiver of the signals and pass them towards axon, which further transmit it, and so on.
The animation shown here for transmission of signals is way too simplified. Let's get into the complexity of its mechanism. Resting membrane potential is an unstimulated state where neuron is at rest. The cell membrane of neuron is electrically more positive outside than inside of the cell membrane, while active membrane potential is stimulated state. Charges are temporarily reversed in this stage, and this is how the nerve impulse travels along the length of axon.
As we know, the inside of cell membrane is more negative. This is due to sodium and potassium ions. The sodium ions are higher in concentration outside than inside, while it is the opposite for the potassium ions. These ions are pumped against their respective concentration gradient by sodium-potassium pump. For every 2 potassium ions actively transported inside, 3 sodium ions are pumped out. So, the inside becomes more negative than outside as more positive ions are leaving the inside. The presence of large negative organic ions such as proteins and leakage of potassium ions from neuron also accounts for more negative charge inside. At this stage, neuron has membrane potential of -70 mV and it is said to be in resting state or polarized state. -70 mV means the inside of cell is approximately -70 mV less positive than outside of cell. When a neuron is stimulated, then
a temporary change of charges takes place due to inward movement of sodium ions, which causes depolarization, membrane potential of +40 mV. The sodium pump closes now, so no further movement takes place. However, potassium pump is activated and potassium ions diffuses out, causing repolarization, membrane potential of -70 mV. Since it was temporary reversal of polarity, sodium-potassium pump restores original ions gradient and recovery of resting potential takes place. Now, let's summarize everything we have learned today. In first diagram, the soma end of axon becomes depolarized. In second diagram, the first part of membrane repolarizes. Meanwhile, depolarization spreads along the length of axon. The action potential continues to travel along the length of axon.